Bu Nator Shil Yachad Nuwabakedi Waloy Maorwo, the pledge of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. Ama Kakdemu Sefunut Hade Gedash Manuf, as I stand beneath our sacred and holy flag. Kanderu Ruki Maul Ge Kehikano Ama Kashgeru Zitaur, I vow to be loyal, obedient as I watch it fly. Ru Ganunwu Shil Manu Naonut Faref Nawus Weloinut, to the laws of our Constitution that govern our nation. Ru Hare Sabu Kahmelu Tubusubhem, to this cause I hold my head up high. Akara Garur Kanteru Ruharus Hade Tahum, with pride I pledge to protect and defend. Kalu Akara Hare Welao Weloy Kalu Hanuf Hade Esamur, all within this great nation, both family and friend. Ru Yankud Faref Karetkut Mu Adorhut Agoyu, to ensure all has their equal rights. Ruhare Sabu Azurgetu Anakhum, to this cause I will lay down my very life. Ama Kapdemu Tachuth Haresan Un Hade Gedash Kanun, as I stand beneath this sacred and holy seal. Kanderu Nafusum Mewa Chelas Hade Kazutmenu Tiat Mewikenu Akara Acher, I vow myself loyal, sincere, and vow integrity with zeal.
So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to Black Devil.
It states in Psalm chapter 82 verse 6, I have sent ye of gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message from the children of the Elohim.
I walked a long journey on the short path, where after this non-mind, this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. Nuwabu knocking off bleachers. Peace of Malachi, Ziyor, Noble Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, respect and pay homage from the Anunnaki. Try, we hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just listen to show, so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half-stepping to a greater direction. This is Mahuta Hedokayu coming to you today, and it is year 83, 12th month of Haru, 3rd week, 5th day of New Demon. All right. So hopefully everybody's doing well today. I know you guys don't know the Nuwabian calendar, so that's why I'm showing you on the screen. So today is March 19th, Tuesday, 2024. All right, let's hop into it. Today's show is about trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. I think a lot of so-called Negroes have forgot how to trust their instincts. You know, I was just thinking about this in the truck the other day. You know what, y'all? Let me, my voice, I'm hearing echo like I did in the last show. Okay, I'm still hearing somewhat of an echo. I don't know really what's going on with that. Well, I think that sounds a little better, but I'll try to get closer to the mic. So anyway, today we want to talk about trusting your instincts. I think a lot of Moors out there do not trust their instincts, and that's why Most aren't really building anything. And if someone does step out amongst the fray and starts building, you see a lot of jealousy. You're just gonna see a lot of jealousy. The last show we kind of used Tabajet as an example, I'm sorry, as a simple example, because I think people see it in her tribe as a play for power. And even on this Nuwabic side, people start throwing out, they start throwing out blame. They want to blame you. They want to criticize you for being positive, right? They want to say, oh, the Ansar rugs that we got remade for the Ansar law. Somebody said that the master teacher didn't design it with no evidence, just to say it. I don't like this de-esser on my voice. Makes me sound like I'm talking like a Daffy Duck or something. So anyway, I don't think it's really right to just start accusing people of things just because you don't like it. We're trying to do the best that we can while the master teacher is locked down. And I heard on top of Jet's channel that master teacher said I'm coming out one way or the other, either through them doors or through a casket. That kind of hurt me to hear that. I was like, dang, man, what is going on? How did it come to this? But, all the faults on the Sabians. They were in charge of the freedom, of attaining freedom for the master teacher, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. So, a curse may be on their tribe that I don't want nothing to do with. I still shiver when I hear the master teacher saying those who are going to pay. And I don't want to be the one that pays. But my soul goes to the realm of light, as our ancient Tamarayan ancestors believed in. Knew about. Forget believe, they knew about. So let's get more into trusting yourself, your instincts. Your instincts is kind of like your will. Your instincts is inside of you. It's working through all of your senses, right? The only real sense is your touch, right? Right? When you breathe, your nose senses and fibers touch the gases that are coming through your nose. That's how you're able to smell. You use your fingers to feel different objects. You're still feeling it. Sound waves hit your eardrums and vibrate. It's still touching your ear. So the only sense you really have is your touch, and also you have spiritual senses, which are infinite. But we're not going to go in there, right? Can't go into there, you're not an imam. So we can't go there. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, trusting your instincts is everything. You know what I mean? Trusting your instincts along with your knowledge that you've acquired can make you into a powerful being. A being not really able to get fooled, and a being that goes through the process of elimination to trim down the fat to get to the muscle, if that makes any sense, right? You want to get through the fat. You don't need the fat. The fat is bad for you. That's the deception. The fat is the deception. The muscle is the truth, the thing that actually moves and that has power, right? That's what we want to get to. We want to get down to the real you. We want to get to the real you. How do you get to the real you? Even though this show's about your instincts, you are that. You are the instinct. You are the instinct, right? You are accumulation of knowledge passed down to your ancestors through your DNA storage, right? So how do you start trusting yourself? You use Nuwabu as a psychic self-defense. That crystalline mental energy that we all have, but unfortunately it's dormant. And I'm talking about Moors here. I'm not talking about everybody across the planet, and every race, every culture. I'm talking about Moors, more specifically, I'm talking about Nuwabians. Excuse me. You know, I came to save the the house of Nuwabu, so to speak. I didn't come to save everybody. I don't have enough arms, legs, and minds to do that, right? But I'm here to show the way. You know, Almahu, right? Almahu. I'm here to show you the way, right? Alkaliyah, to give you a good alkaliyah, which means mindset in Arabic, right? So as I learn, I'm teaching you guys, right? Whoever chooses to listen to my show. Things are taking place now in the world that go back to the book of Revelations, the book of Injil, that I'm going to start touching upon on the Holy Tabernacle Ministries webcast, because I see things coming to pass that the master teacher talked about in videos, and now it's our time to spread the word, right? And in Al Injil, that's all considered Al Islam. So what we want to do as each individual is start to talk to our religious brothers and sisters, or just religious folks, and let them know the things that are going to pass. All right. Oh, I forgot to put me on there. I forgot to switch scenes on OBS Studio. Okay. Right. So in my youth, I grew up in Southern California in a town called Walnut, which is basically a upper middle class area. You know, my pops moved out to Compton, got into computers, and we benefited from that. That's why I got into computers for 13 years, had a nice career, and now I put that away and went into business for myself. But when I used to go down to church, my grandparents lived in Compton, so when I used to go to church in Watts, my grandfather Marion was a deacon, and my grandmama was a deaconess, right? So as a young boy, I used to go down there and go to Sunday school. We'd be in church all day. I'm talking about 7-8 hours at church Sunday all day. And when I would go visit my grandparents in the summer, we go to church like 3 or 4 days a week. 3 or 4 days a week, y'all. Stayed in the church, but it was good for my family. Kept them out the streets and kept them disciplined, because my grandfather was also in World War II. A very outstanding man. A very community-based man. Kind of reminds me of some qualities of a master teacher. Right? So, but as I went to school, Sunday school, I kind of felt like the story of Jesus Christ didn't make a lot of sense. The links between the events, it didn't really make sense to me, but I couldn't really speak about it or articulate about it because I was like 7 or 8 years old, you know. But I always felt like something was wrong there. And I kind of put that feeling to the back burner as I was growing up. But when I read a book, my friend told me to read, my friend Jason told me to read the Da Vinci Code. We were like 21, 22, like 2001, 2002. And when I read that book and it said that Jesus Christ had offspring, I said, I knew it. I knew it. I knew for years and years and years something was wrong. You know what I mean? Something was wrong with that. I knew it. I couldn't put my tongue on it, but I knew it. So when I read that book, my mind, I ain't gonna front, I guess I had a genetic explosion. My mind just opened up, and I was going to the community college at the time in Mount San Antonio College, Peace to all the nut sacks out there. From Walnut, you went to Mount Sac, we call you a nut sack. So, so I was in an English class. I got an A in this class. I was really fascinated with language even back then. And we had to write a paper about something that interests us or something that brought upon a controversy. And so I wrote about Jesus Christ probably had a child, right? He had offspring. And the teacher was an old Tamahu lady. She had to be 68, 70 years old. And so the idea of this assignment was you write a 4 or 5 page essay and then you exchange it with another student. I exchanged it with some Caucasian girl, blonde hair, blue eyed Caucasian girl, right? And she read it and she was a Christian. I think she was from like San Dimas or something like that. Laverne or San Dimas. If you're from Southern Cali, you know exactly what I'm talking about in LA County. But she read my paper and she said, oh no, Jesus Christ couldn't have had a kid. And I'm like, how do you know that? How do you know that? And I read her paper. I forgot what her paper is even about. But, oh, Jesus Christ, and then I'm a Christian. And then I'm like, that's fine. But let's get to what I'm saying, right? So she admitted I wrote a nice paper, but she didn't agree with my openness about Isa. About Isa having offspring. So then we turned in our corrected paper to the teacher, and next week in class she also gave her opinion. She gave me an A on it, but she said, oh no, Jewish people couldn't read back then. Not Jewish, because they didn't call themselves Jewish. Israelites, Yahudites, couldn't read back then. And I'm like, see, I wasn't into scripture like I am now. Now I would just say he was educated in Egypt and Tamaray. So he could read. And he does have a book, the book of Revelations. So if he couldn't read or write well or even speak well, there's no way he's writing that down. Or John of Zebedee's writing that down. Right? So there's no great, eloquent speaker that can at least write. That doesn't really go hand in hand. But at the time, I really didn't have the words. I couldn't find the words. But obviously, I disagreed with the teacher, right? So these were programmed Christians that no longer had the ability to think. It was, if somebody not denies Jesus Christ, but says he has children, and because of the Catholic programming, they automatically said I was wrong without a debate. Because I would have debated. I would have looked up some stuff back then, because the internet was out back then. So I could have looked up some stuff, or I could have looked in the book, and I would have debated them because I really felt like they're wrong. They felt like I'm wrong. I said, I feel like you're wrong, right? If you look at normal Israelite, Yehudite men, they were married by like 16, had children by like 18. I might have some of the numbers close, not exact, but that was normal rites of passage as a man in those nations, in those tribes. So what I'm saying is they lost their instincts to think. They became part of some Christian Catholic program that told you not to think, right? And that's definitely not Nuwabu. We encourage you to think. We don't encourage those not to think. So I don't want to make this show too long, but instincts is kind of like will. But your instincts kick in without you. It bypasses a lot of brain functionality, and you just damn, that's wrong, or oh, I know how to do this because of your instincts. You may have never even learned it before, but bam, because of your instincts and the information coming into you, maybe coming into your subconscious, bam, you're kicking with the instincts. right? It's like a baby knows to cry when it wants something. Not only is that will, it's will also, but it's also the instinct too. Like, because the baby hasn't been taught anything yet, right? So, as Nuwabians, we need to think about these things. But we're gonna end the show now. I don't want to make it too long. I do want to talk about instincts because I feel like Americans have lost their instincts. We rely on the car, the computer, the internet. Even I do, but I live out in nature. I also drive trucks for a little bit, to fund certain things that I'm trying to do with the tab and with books and things like that. I also have partners too, but I'm not gonna mention them. So, um, anyway, here in Turtle Island, the Caucasoid-controlled Christian Turtle Island, or Masonic control, because this nation was created by the Masons, right? By Caucasian Masons. So it's really a Freemasonic nation that we're living in. So what you need to do is you can't live in the city or the big towns. City's just Latin for town. Can't live in the big towns. You can't watch too much pornography. Can't watch it at all, but definitely don't watch too much. And I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes I'm human. I'm human. No over alcohol consumption, right? I drink beer, but I don't overdo it. Um, Everything in moderation. You should be praising something more greater than yourself. Now, if you want to praise yourself, you're saying that you're God in a certain aspect. I could see that. The master teacher says the same thing. He says, but you're not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know. But even Isa, I forget, is it Psalms 82:6, where he says, I say ye are gods, right? But in the next verse it says, you'll die like men. So these things need to be addressed, y'all. Living off of nature will give you your instincts back. So we all need to live off nature. Not saying don't have a car, not saying don't buy clothes or anything like that. But make time for nature. Make time for growing things, taking care of land, learning to fix things yourself instead of always consuming, right? We need to learn these things. All right? All right. I hope y'all follow me. I hope you guys are listening to the show. I hope you're getting something from the show. And I hope that you all have a great day. Make the most of your day. Whatever your plans are, do them. Have a plan first. Have a plan. Have an idea of what you think success is for you. Success means different things to different people. The young Gen Z kids or young adults think that success is buying a big house, or millennials too, buying a big house. That's not necessarily successful if the house is sucking all the money at your pocket and it's just a big liability. Then it's not such a, what do you want to call it? It's not such a big success. Your success can turn into a failure if not set properly. So, again, we need to trust our instincts. If we know that something's wrong, don't jump into it and say, oh, I got it, only to lose it later. Car, house, wife, children. Don't want to lose all these things, right? Because of you. Don't let it be your fault. Okay? Hope y'all have a good one. Wadu, I'm out.
Or sitting behind you or front, or sitting next to you. You might be sitting next to back there.
Psalm chapter 82, verse 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message from the children of the Elohim.
I walked a long journey on the short path, wrapped in this non-mind, this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you, not a preacher. The Anunnaki created this creature, fully Afro features. Nuwabu, knocking off leeches. Peace of Malahi, Zio, Noble Jurali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, respect and pay homage. From the Nuwabian tribe, we hope to see you. We still kicking the flows, all the girls though. Just listen to show, so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half stepping to a greater direction.